Oh my god, you people, this book, it's wow. I mean, I had this book in my to be released for so long, and I just finished it now. I just read this almost 600 pages, I think it is, in practically one day because I just couldn't put it down. It's amazing. One thing that I love about Sanderson is that he has this ability of shape shifting himself, or being so chameleonic that I knew that this book was written by Sanderson, but the way in which it's narrated, the way in which the characters are defined, all the action, everything, it doesn't compare in any way to Miss Bourne, for instance. And I think that it's something that's very good, because sometimes you have an author, and even if they change the topics about what they're reading about, you can feel that there is this sense of, this is written by this author because it has his or her voice, and it's the way in which he or her writes, and But in this case, I know it's Sanderson, it has the quality of Sanderson, it has the imagination of Sanderson, it's a masterpiece of Sanderson, but the voice and the way in which everything is presented, it's unique, and it doesn't make you think like the characters don't remind you of other characters of his works, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm just transmitting what I'm trying to transmit here, but I mean, the book is amazing. I love it. We are going to find this character called Spensa. We are going to have humanity. I'm not going to tell much because you know that Sanderson writes in that way that he offers you glimpses to the plot so that you begin to discover things, and it feels very rewarding when you are reading a book and you're thinking about what's going on, really going on, and then you discover things, and you know what I mean. But in this book we are going to find human beings. They are living in this new planet, and there is this society that lives inside caverns, and they're doing that because there is this alien form of life called the Krells, and they come and they attack humanity, but they always do it in some kind of ways. I mean, you will read about it and you will question it too. And there is humanity. It's like it has different strata, and everyone works in different things, but the most beloved profession out there, it's that of the pilots, because the pilots are the ones that are going to be on the front line, and they are going to risk their own lives and everything in order to stop the Krells. So being a pilot is like the dream of everyone in this society. They have it inculcated on them that the best thing that they can aspire to be is to be a pilot. So yeah, we're going to read about that in this book, about how sometimes society tells you what you should be or what you should do, and that it's something, it's food, for your brain too. And so Spensa wants to be a pilot, but there is something hanging on her, and it's the fact that her father, was one of the best pilots ever, but then he turned into a coward. There was this big fight, and suddenly his father just decided to run in the other direction, and he was brought down by his own crew, because they had to show that it wasn't right to just go away in the middle of a big battle. So in order to stop other pilots of just running away from the battle, they brought him down. So yeah, and she has been living under the shadow of her father. She has been told all her life that she wouldn't amount to much because she had the blood of cowards in her. She was the daughter of a coward, and so since she was very little, she has been trying to prove herself, and she has to do that extra harder because her father was a coward, and she has to prove the world that she isn't like him. But at the same time, she keeps on defending her father because, my father was a hero. Is that something that we all, when we were kids, we thought, right? That our parents were heroes. And I love this idea of having this person that finds herself like shaped by what her parents did before her. And I think that it's something that also happens in society nowadays. If your parents did something, it's something happened, it's like you were you know, you are carrying the weight of the actions, and that's shitty. And this book makes you think about the fact that you are your own person. It doesn't matter what happened before in your family, who your parents are, or whatever else. You have to prove to yourself that you are that person that you want to be. And sometimes you will feel lost and you will wonder who you really are, and I think that all of us wonder that in different times in our lives, and I think that's a good thing to wonder, who am I, where I am going, so you can, you know, adapt and adjust yourself to be who you want to be, because when you are a kid you want to be something, and when you grow up maybe you want to be something else. So yeah, so this book is going to make you think about lots of things, like all the books by Sanderson. This is something that I love. And as always, his characters for me are top notch. All of them, even the ones that you don't feel like you should like because they are like Ironside and like really bitch. And but you keep on reading and you understand where she comes from, and you know that's something that I find that I find that's amazing. That he writes characters that you are supposed to empathize because they are the good guys, the ones you're supposed to, you know, to cheer after, and then he also writes characters that are supposed to be less liked by the actions they do or who they are, but you also can understand them and empathize them when you begin to understand why they're doing the things they're doing or whatever. And I think that's very important to have these characters that maybe you like or don't like, but that you can, in a sort, understand why they are doing the things they are doing. And I think that's amazing. The plot is amazing. It's very fast paced, and the battles and everything and the training, and I was just in love with everything going on in this book. If you like sci-fi and if you like battle in the space battle opera, or, you know, space battles or whatever, you're going to love this one because it's amazing. And you know how Sanderson writes in a way that you believe everything he tells you, because he creates these walls, this world building and these characters in majestic ways. So you're going to find this in here. And yeah, we're going to have this society, as I say, that comes like the remnants of humanity living in this planet where, you know, shitty things rain down, and they have to protect themselves from these aliens that come to kill them. And it's all amazing, and the way in which they are instructed how to fly, how to react, how to do things in the school. And this idea, this romantic idea of I'm going to be a pilot, I'm going to be the best that there is, you know, the top thing here. And then they come to terms with the reality of that idea, the fact that they can die, that their friends can die, and that it's not so brilliant and so, you know, so amazing. And they come confronted with the idea of, okay, let's you know, left behind all this idealization I had as a kid and just see things as they are. And I love how Sanderson manages to show us this grim world in which pain and death and, you know, all of these are real, and the idea that it's going to be very present in this book about what is being a coward, and you know, who you really are and what your choices are, and who can you be, you know, and who you can trust and everything. And also this is amazing because there were some things in this book that I wasn't expecting, like artificial intelligence, and we are going to find one in this book, and I love that artificial intelligence to it. I'm not going to tell you who or what this intelligence is. You will have to read and discover it. And this was something that I really love, and the mystery that surrounds that being, this artificial intelligence. And yeah, for me, this has been one of the best reads of this year. I'm hooked. I want to know more about the Spensa, about the world where she lives, about what there is beyond that wall, and what's going on with her and, you know, with her family and everything, because it's like, yeah, I'm completely out. I mean, yeah, I could say much more about the plot, but I don't want to, because as I say at the beginning, Sanderson has this way of feeding you little morsels so you can begin to realize how big the picture is. And yeah, he's amazing like that, and I think that you're going to love it. And if you like well fleshed out characters, these ones are amazing, all of them. I mean, I have loved all of them, and there is lots of things here that are going to reach to your soul. The people who die, the people who survive with the scars, not only physical, but also, you know, not all scars are visible, not all wounds you can see. And there is going to be lots of things in this book about being yourself, about accepting who you are, trying to be your best person, acknowledging that you cannot always win, that sometimes you lose, acknowledging about this, as I say, these invisible wounds, things that mark you inside, not only the scars that are visible, but the ones that you carry inside, decisions that you make, friendships that you struck, the importance of defending the things that you believe in, no matter what. I mean, if you think that what you are doing is right, just keep doing that. And yeah, that's amazing. Just pick it up because it's an amazing book. Thank you for watching. Bye.